Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are in Copeland Road, so this is in Peckham Rye. It is home to some amazing food in the area anyway, but today is the SARNIE party, and this is a sandwich festival. This time it's dedicated to Christmas sandwiches. There is, I think, 9 or 10 stalls here, all doing their take on a Christmas sandwich. So everything from a pandan chiffon with apple and nutmeg, to smoked brisket red cabbage, to porchetta, to a bodega style fried chickens and slaw sandwich, all Christmas themed. Now before we get into the video, I don't do this much at the beginning of the video, I usually ask at the end. However, if you are watching this, give it a like, put a comment in there, give it a share, hit the bell button, give me a subscribe. I am so close to 5,000 subscribers, and I am trying to get there by the end of the year. And it would mean the world to me if you could give me a little subscribe and yeah, help me get to that 5,000 before the end of the year and make my year. Doesn't cost you anything, and yeah, it certainly helps me out a lot. Anyway, we're gonna get into it, and I cannot wait to show you how good this place is. Good evening guys, so a little bit of a different video today. Unfortunately, when I got here, being such a small place, the audio was awful. It was loud music everywhere, and I just was not able to film anything and talk because of copyright restrictions everywhere. This is a cool venue. It is big open space. They have everybody around the outside, nice chili sauce festival, live DJ on all day, and it is a great little spot. It gets a bit busy, and yeah, it was just crazy. I stopped at the Black Pig first for their Slayer 3 sandwich. Now, anybody that knows the Black Pig in Borough Market and then now have their test kitchen near Mitcham, they know that what they do is amazing. And this sandwich was probably my favorite savory of the day. It had gravy mayo, stewed red cabbage, turkey, their famous pork. It had like a sage onion and pecan crumb. I believe it also had like pancetta, cheese, croquettes smashed up inside. This was genuinely a joy to eat. You may not see it on my face because I am currently very aware that I was filming, loud music, there just wasn't any space, so there was people all around me, and you'd think after 2 years of doing this that I would actually be okay with filming in front of people. But when I'm by myself, I feel like a pleb. But the sandwich was amazing, and honestly, as I say, probably my favorite savory of the day. I started off strong, and yeah, it kind of didn't go downhill. It stayed on level all the way. Finished it all off, threw the rubbish in the bin, and then I went on to the Wimbledon Smokehouse. Now, these were doing a smoked salmon, a cream cheese, a little bit of greens, some pickles, and then oddly enough, big wedges of radish. I didn't taste much pickle on the radish, and I wasn't 100% sure why the radish was in there. As you can see there, not really a fan of radish in general anyway. But the whole sandwich itself was lovely. It was really clean, sort of precise flavors. The cream cheese was nice and fatty and cold. The smoked salmon was just kind of melting on the tongue, well smoked, well sliced, loads of thin slices in there. The salady bits in there, the rocket, gave a nice pepperiness to the sandwich, a little acid from the pickles, delicious. One Star Donna was next. These guys were going crazy with a turkey and stuffing shawarma. Now, it came with crispy oven potatoes, sprouts, cabbage all charred up on a flatbread. Then they cooked the turkey shawarma with the stuffing over Christmas trees burning on open fire, and then a cranberry hot sauce. Now, this hot sauce had some serious punch. Only downside to this, it was a bitch to eat. It was impossible to fold because they stacked it so high. But geez, it was delicious. I've been looking forward to these as soon as the menus were released, and honestly, they didn't disappoint. Really enjoyable. And honestly, it was really, I think with all of them, it was really close. They all just did an outstanding sandwich. There wasn't a bad one there. The hot sauce for me here was just diabolically good. And I wasn't expecting all the other bits. It said the trimmings on the menu, but obviously I didn't compute that it was going to be charred sprouts and red cabbage and crispy potatoes. It was in essence a full roast on a flatbread, and it was just so enjoyable. At this point I had found a quiet corner in the edge near the entrance, and when I say quiet, I meant I could sit down by myself. It was still very loud and the music echoed, which is why, again, I'm doing the voiceover. So thoroughly enjoyable, and then it was time for a beer, so I had a little break, and then I went over to Ruben's Ruben. Now, Ruben's Ruben, I have followed them on Instagram since forever, and I had never got down to try any of their food. This was the first time trying it, and obviously Ruben's Ruben is famous for Reuben sandwiches, and he is renowned for brisket. I believe he started during COVID, and he got into Brixton Village, and he's just done amazing things, and this was a great sandwich. The challah bread was really, really nice. The brisket was smoked and braised, and you really got the smoke flavor, but it was so juicy from the braising. The red cabbage was, I believe, still raw. It wasn't like a cooked red cabbage. It had a little crunch to it. I'm not a big red cabbage fan to begin with. It was nice in the sandwich. I would certainly just pick more brisket over cabbage that hasn't been cooked. Not a big fan of coleslaw. I'm not a big fan of just raw red cabbage braised. I love it. The little potato chips inside there as well for the crunch was amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed this, and I moved even out of the venue. I thought I'll walk around the corner, out the venue, and perhaps it'll be quiet, and you could still just hear everything echoing. So I just gone, you know what, it's going to be a voiceover. I'm not going to bother adding anything into the video voice-wise. You probably see a few hand motions, a few gestures to the camera, because I really, as you know, I love to talk about the food and I get really passionate about it. And it was killing me that I couldn't express that to the camera. It was just too loud. But Ruben's Ruben, again, knocked it out of the park. There wasn't a bad sandwich. I would say my least favorite, if I had to pick one, was probably the smoked salmon, but that was only because the radish was in there. The smoked salmon was amazing. Now, my favorite sandwich of the entire day. Now, you can argue it's not a sandwich. You could argue it's a dessert. But technically, it's a pandan chiffon sponge split in the middle, filled with, as the filling of a sandwich, nutmeg and apple, and then a chantilly cream. And when I say this was deliciously beautiful, sweet, soft, just look at that little squidginess on it. It was the lightest thing I have put in my mouth in a long time, and honestly, the apple and nutmeg was sweet and Christmassy and homely. The chantilly cream was nice, vanilla flavor. There was a lot of it. That pandan cake was, again, light, sweet, a little flavor of the pandan gives it a kind of sweet earthiness. And honestly, I could have just gone here to this venue, as you can see there, expressing my enjoyment to the camera with some expletive words. Probably a good job I didn't have the audio on for that. But this was just unbelievable. I think it was probably my dish of the day. I appreciate that obviously it's not a savory. People might argue that it's not a sandwich. But if it's at SARNIE party and they're selling it as a sandwich, in my eyes, it's a sandwich. And you know what? It sticks. So I would say my favorite dish all day was Little Wong Bakes, followed by the Black Pig, followed by Ruben's Ruben and One Star Doner, and ending with the Wimbledon Smokehouse. But that is to do no disrespect to Wimbledon Smokehouse. It was a delicious sandwich, but they were all fab. So that is it. I am done. I have had 4 savory, 1 sweet sandwich. I had a pint of lager in between, so I was getting pretty parched. Now, it was very loud in there. The music was everywhere, so I'm going to have to probably put a voiceover. So it's not me talking to the camera, it's me eating, and I will voice over at the end. But again, thank you for watching. I've got an amazing series of videos coming up in as of next week, I believe. It'll be 4 videos over a 5-week period. I'm not going to say what it is. You have to wait and see for the next episode. But obviously, in order to get the notifications, hit that bell button, hit the subscription. As I said at the beginning, I am so close to that 5,000 mark. And yeah, with a little bit of help from you, hitting that sort of subscribe button, doesn't cost you anything, it's free, it means the world to me, helps me out massively. I can get there by the end of the year, and obviously I might even do a cheeky little giveaway for some of my merch. But yeah, obviously, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.